Can't you just let me pay now? Just this once? Are you going to ruin my child's birthday?
I can't do that, as it's against protocol and company policy.
Oh my god. You are ruining my child's birthday.
r/entitled parents. Our first story we'll be reading today. Lady, I work here. Let go of me. From user suspiciously. After that, Tales from Retail. Customer service. Entitled mom commits check fraud. From user Fragingston. And then we'll be finishing up with Entitled kid thinks I should do their job. Parent agrees. From user Cupcake. Thank you so much to our authors for letting us read your stories. And if you're an author who would like to hear your stories on the channel, please submit them to the r/Mr. Reddit subreddit. And welcome to the newest members of the Re-Army, Jordan, Hannah, and Shadow. And if you're new, join the Re-Army by subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Lady, I work here. Let go of me. Hey there, Mr. Reddit. I'm a huge fan of your videos. I honestly never thought I'd meet an entitled person at my job, but here I am. I work at a coffee kiosk inside of a gym. It's pretty small, but the pay is good, and I make a lot of tips. Upper class neighborhood. We've got the entitled mom. Innocent kid. They weren't a part of this. Front desk person. General manager, who happens to be my dad. And me. Magic elephant. I work alone during my shifts, as the space is too small for more than one person. Every cabinet, fridge has a lock on it. This is important later. It's so small that I can bend to get something from the mini fridge. I have to crouch. This morning I was opening up the kiosk and just generally setting up for the day. I had already made the coffee, set out our baked goods, and gotten our smoothies ready. I was crouched down so I could unlock the fridge. It's important to note that the key for this fridge looks like a small metal rod, and you insert it and turn it so that you can unlock the fridge. I was having some trouble opening it. The lock had gotten stuck due to some ice, and I ended up having to dislodge it by gently shaking the fridge. All of a sudden, I heard a loud,
What are you doing?
I quickly looked up to see what was wrong. Then I saw her. Karen. The destroyer of businesses, the asker of managers, the queen of the PTA. Karen was glaring at me angrily.
Are you trying to steal?
She screamed at me. Harsh, but okay. What? No, I work here.
Do you think I'm stupid? I saw you breaking into that safe.
I internally cringed, knowing this wouldn't end well. No, ma'am, I do really work here, and this fridge is stuck. If you look at my back, I have the logo on my shirt. I'm required to wear it as uniform. I turned around to show her the logo. Suddenly, I felt her grab me by the collar, choking me as she tried to drag me out from behind the desk. Let go! You're choking me! Karen yanked me up towards the front desk. I am on the floor, trying not to swallow my tongue. The front desk had heard the yelling at this point and came over to see what was wrong. The front desk likes me because I give them free coffee in the morning. Ma'am, is everything okay here?
No, this jerk is trying to steal.
Front desk not believing her. OP, is this true? No, I'm just trying to open.
He's lying. I saw him.
Keep in mind, she's screaming at this point, and the whole gym can hear. At this point, the general manager, my dad, comes to see what's wrong. OP, are you okay? What's with the yelling? Let him go. Karen let go of my shirt and stood up to try and defuse the situation. I really didn't want to lose my job.
This kid was stealing from the safe behind that desk.
I know that's not true, because he, 1, works here, and 2, he's my son, and I know he wouldn't do that.
You're probably just covering up for the little crap.
Ma'am, if you do not calm down, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Karen tried to take a swing at me. Thank God I know how to dodge. The general manager ended up pinning her arm behind her back until security showed up, who then dragged her out the door, kicking and screaming that I was a thief and they were just covering up for me. I don't know what happened to her after, but if I find out, I'll make an update. My dad said he would explain everything to my boss so I wouldn't get fired. Thank God. And because of all this screaming, a lot of people stopped at my kiosk to ask what happened, and I ended up getting a lot of tips because of it. Thanks, Karen. Edit. Because some of you asked how Karen was able to drag me, I'm very short and small, so it's not that hard to pick me up. Next up, we've got Tales from Retail, Customer Service, entitled Mom Commits Check Fraud. Hey, Mr. Reddit and Re-Army. Been listening to you for some time and thought I would post some stories about my time with a customer service call center. Also, I apologize about formatting and spelling. English is first language, etc. So for about 3 years, I worked for a company. We will call it a Krapika. This place is a call center that handles multiple clients. The client I worked for was a major grocery wholesaler for the nation, USA, that also had a lot of retail stores. So for this day, I was working at check adjustments, basically fixing checks a customer writes at a store that a cashier messed up. This happened a lot. One check even being messed up for over 132,000 US dollars. Yikes. When a customer called because she was having trouble paying with a check at one of our stores. The cast. We've got entitled Mom and me, the overworked and underpaid teddy bear, Fraggingston. The call starts with me giving my opening. Thank you for calling the store. My name is Fraggingston, and how can I help you today?
Yes, I am having some trouble cashing a check at your store.
Okay, I can look into why you're having trouble using a check at our store. May I have your information to look you up in our system? I will also need your routing, account, and check number you tried to use. SOP for our company, as our program used for searching up customers sucked. Entitled Mom gives her information to me and I thank her. Thank you for your information. Give me a few minutes to look you up in our systems and I will be right back. I'm just going to put you on a quick hold. She gives me a quick sigh and just said,
Okay.
In the most disgusted tone.
Just make it quick. I have crap to do, and this cashier is so stupid.
Note, she called from the store phone in front of the cashier as she did not have a cell phone. So I had just put her on hold and began to look her up. After a few minutes, I was able to locate her and noticed that she had cashed a lot of checks in the past few days. Over 8 checks totaling about 4,000 US dollars. Now the system will only allow 7 checks in a 1-week time for any customer and had a limit for about $500 for the week. But the lady had done the impossible, somehow. So with this many checks, I pulled another program that checked the status of the checks, if they had cleared or if they came back as NSF, non-sufficient funds, aka bounced checks. And guess what? All 8 of the checks were NSF. Now our company takes check fraud very seriously, and SOP for that is to forward all information to the local law enforcement of the area, but only after verifying if it is fraud and on whose side. Don't want to make any mistakes now, would we? Now, there's no real good way about asking a customer if he or she is committing check fraud, and I had always took a blunt approach to it, so I take her off hold. I'm sorry, I'm cut off.
Now you listen here, jerk. I have crap to do and kids to feed, so you need to take this check and leave me the heck alone. Not like you can do your crap job anyway. You probably have this job to pay for your drug habit, nasty girl.
I was taken back by this. Not because I haven't heard stuff like this before, but was just not expecting it. Also, just as a note, she was talking to the cashier, not me. Miss? I'm sorry to hear about the wait, but thank you for holding.
About darn time you got back. I got crap to do and need this taken care of now.
Again, I do apologize about that. So I was able to look you up in our systems and have located the issue. It looks like you wrote about 8 checks at different store locations across the city, totaling about 4,000 US dollars. Are you aware of this?
Yes, I had to buy food and other things for my daughter's birthday party. She only gets the best.
Okay, well, the checks you cashed before have not cleared yet due to NSF, and the only way for you to pay with another check is to pay off the outstanding balance of $4,000 plus $200 for check fees. I can provide you the information to the department to pay the outstanding balance. At this time, I am thinking, wow, this lady is an idiot. But oh boy, does it get better.
Oh, well, my bank will just pay it because I have been with them for a really long time. So that should not be the problem, and I should be able to use my check.
I'm thinking to myself, Really? What loopy land do you live in, lady? No, miss. The funds are not in your account, thus the NSF return on the checks you wrote. You will have to write the funds in your account in order to pay, and until you do, you will not be able to use a check at our or any other store as the system has flagged you for non-payment.
Can't you just let me pay now? Just this once? Are you going to ruin my child's birthday?
Sorry, miss. I can't do that as it's against protocol and company policy.
Oh my god! You are ruining my child's birthday. She needs these things or she is going to die. You should die because you're ruining her birthday. You should end yourself, you fat, stupid idiot.
I mean, wow. This lady is telling me to end myself because I'm ruining her daughter's birthday party? I'm just wow at this moment, and I have had enough. Miss, I should inform you that if you do not calm down, I will have to disconnect the call. She tried to cut me off again at this point, but I'm not having it.
Now you listen here.
No. Now you listen here, miss. If you do not calm down, I will disconnect this call, and I will be calling local law enforcement and forwarding your information, as this is check fraud, meaning you will do some time in jail. She hangs up on me, but not before calling me some very not nice things. So at this point, I'm just glad she's off the phone, and I begin filling out my case report with all her information. All of this information was more than enough to find and put this lady away behind bars, and I sent it off to my manager and to local law enforcement. However, this story does not have a happy ending. Well, not that I know of. I never found out if she got caught or is still pulling this crap. I like to think that she served hard time for this. Some people just don't care and are just so entitled. I do have a lot of other stories about entitled people and others. Remind me to tell you about Mr. Anonymous, but I'll save that for another time. Thanks again for reading this, and thanks, Mr. Reddit, for all that you do. I love listening to you and the stories that everyone else posts here. And our final story of the day. Entitled kid thinks I should do their job. Parent agrees. Hey, Mr. Reddit. I've been watching your videos for a while. They're awesome. Keep up the good work. And I hope I can make it on one of your episodes. English is my first language, but I'm on mobile, so yeah, excuse any mistakes. Cast. We've got me, the one and only. We've got the entitled kid, the entitled mother, awesome camp leader, security guard, and the other kid. Background info. I was 13 at the time of this story. Every summer, I work for a summer camp where the first half you do art and the second half the kids swim. I work in the art area, and in that area we expect the kids to do one and only one job, which is after they use a paintbrush to clean it in the sink. If you're an artist or someone who at least paints every once in a while, you might already know this. But if you're not, basically, if you don't clean out the brush, it hardens and it's hard to use. Okay, so enough said. Let's get on to the story. It was the first day, and since I'm 13 in this story, it was my second year doing this. I'm 15 now, and I was already used to doing this. My job is to pour paint, since all the kids are age 5 to 10, and we don't really trust them with the paint. And also, I help the kids. And like I said already, their only job, other than working on their art, is to clean their brushes. Now, entitled kid, I want to say she was about 8, was painting the same picture as about 5 other kids were. I was going around helping the other kids, and entitled kid raised her hand and I went to go help her. The following conversation happens.
Can you wash my brush for me?
Sticking the brush in my face. Okay, allowing it this one time. 2 minutes later.
Can you wash my brush for me?
Once again, sticking it in my face. No, I'm helping other kid right now. You can wash your own brush.
But this is your job. You get paid for it, and I don't. So do your job.
Remember what Awesome Leader said. The only job a camper has to do is clean their brushes.
I don't care. You will clean my brush now. I don't care what Awesome Leader said.
Note, Awesome Leader was 5 feet away. Now after pulling this stunt, entitled kid got punished by having to spend the first 15 minutes of pool time sitting in a chair. The end. Psych. The next day, the mom came in with a classic Karen haircut. The following conversation happens.
Excuse It's me. My darling angel said one of your workers was rude to her.
Awesome leader. Ma'am? Actually, your kid was being rude to her. And he points to me.
My daughter said she made her clean brushes.
'Cause that is what she is supposed to do.
Shouldn't the worker do that?
Pointing to me. Actually, I don't get paid. I'm a volunteer. Now I get paid, but back then I didn't.
Ah, my daughter shouldn't have to do any work unless it's artwork.
Me and Awesome Leader start laughing.
Why are you laughing?
Because you are so freaking entitled. Get out! Entitled Mom slapped me across the face and tried to slap Awesome Leader, but I pushed her away. Security shows up. What's going on here?
These two ladies assaulted me. They should be arrested.
Security, knowing that Awesome Leader or me would never do that.
I'll check the cameras.
5 minutes later.
I reviewed the tape, and ma'am,
Looking at Entitled Mom.
you need to leave before I call the cops.
She ran out of the place, and we never saw Entitled Mom or Entitled Kid again.
How dare you call the cops on me? I'll tell you what. Either you support this channel on Patreon, or I'll call the cops on you.
And congrats to our Regenerals of the day. Anime, Corsi Husky, Anaruyi, and Rinlin. That's all for now, but don't be blue. I'll be back soon with more stories for you. Remember to listen to Mr. Reddit every night, so your dreams will be wonderful like you are and bright.